Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Cynthia Toro, District 5 Freeholder, and I am always excited to recognize citizens in our county who are doing extraordinary things. But first, I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues, Freeholder Lebby Jones, and Freeholder Patricia Siebel. And also in the audience, we have Belleville Board of Education member Lillian Torres. I want to personally also thank Lillian for keeping me informed of the accomplishments of students in Belleville and for always being there supportive of our children. Thank you. So today, I am thrilled to recognize Belleville High School boys volleyball team, who were the winners of the 2015 Essex County Tournament Championship and Super Essex Conference American Division Championship, and also, worthy to note, named the Essex County Team of the Year by the Star Ledger. That deserves a round of applause. We also have the honor of not only recognizing the team, but we will also recognize team captains PJ Giancarelli, Marlon Rodriguez, Kevin Vincente, along with team member Edward Edgehill for their honors as well. I know how proud I am of all of you, so I can only imagine how proud your coaches, your athletic directors, your parents, and the entire school are of each and every one of you. And I'm also thankful that, a few of the team members attending today for being here because, it's my understanding that tonight is also a spring fling event. So, thank you for coming, and to the parents also for being here and accepting this recognition. So to start things off, I would like to ask head coach John Spina to come up to the podium. And any assistant coaches, Ryan Sheridan, is he? No? Okay. And how about Nicolina? Okay. All right, come on up. Our athletic director, would you also please join us? Mr. Sanacor. I certainly appreciate teamwork. Teams have to display synergy and understand the strengths and weaknesses for all parties, and certainly this team absolutely works. At this time, I would like my colleagues, Patricia and Lebby Jones and Patricia Siebel, to please join me. They are at-large freeholders. And I'm going to allow you to speak in a minute, but right before we do that, I'd like to read some information from the commendation. And it reads, the Belleville High School boys volleyball team defeated Livingston High School 2-0 to capture the school's first ever Essex County Tournament Championship. The tournament opened with wins over Montclair High School and North 13th School Technical High School. The team captured Super Essex Conference American Division Championship with 11-1 in conference record, making the school's first boys volleyball conference championship. They advanced to the North Jersey Section 1 state finals and finished runner-up. The team did not lose one single match on their home court and finished the season ranking number 8 in New Jersey and number 2 in North Jersey. They have also been named Essex County Team of the Year by the Star Ledger. And team captain PJ Giancarelli was named first team All-State SEC Player of the Year, first team All-North New Jersey, first team SEC American, and the Observer's Newspaper's Player of the Year. Team captain Marlon Rodriguez was named second team All-SEC American. Team captain Kevin Vicente earned second team All-SEC American, and team member Edward Edgehill earned honorable mention All-SEC American. the Belleville High School boys volleyball team is coached by head coach John Spina, assistant coaches Ryan Sheridan, Nicolina Veneziano. And on behalf of the entire Board of Chosen Freeholders, we congratulate you, we commend you for your efforts, and we hope that you continue winning tournaments and championships, and we are all so very much proud of you, and we just hope to see you again next year when you win the championships again. Freeholders, would you like to say anything?
Good evening. My name is Pat Siebold. I'm a freeholder at large. Education is very important to me. I taught English at West Orange High School for 30 years. But I also know a lot about sports, having been a high school teacher. And my grandson, who's now a freshman in college, played varsity football for Livingston High School, first team, ball starter. He also played lacrosse on the varsity team. And with me today is my aide, Mickey Williams, whose son was on the volleyball team at Livingston High School. And, believe it or not, earned a scholarship, went to college, and played volleyball for 4 years for his college, and for 2 years was captain of the volleyball team. Do I have it right? So I know how important volleyball is because we've talked about it all the time, and I think this is just so wonderful that you have such a great, great team at Belleville High School, and I am proud that you are here receiving this award for being such a terrific volleyball team. Thank you.
Good evening, or good afternoon, either or. My name is Levy Jones. I'm a freeholder at large. I represent the 22 municipalities of Essex County. I know very little about sports, but I will say when you're a winner, regardless of what it is, it makes you feel good. It pumps up your adrenaline. But you are the future of your community, and that you have your future ahead of you to become pros. Keep up the good work, and I'm looking at your coach and director and coach and other assistant adults who have helped you to get to this point of becoming champions. I want to congratulate you, keep up the good work, and as Freeholder Sibo stated, you have a future. If you're good at it, you can go to college for free. And I'm quite sure all of you are going to extend your education. Have a blessed evening.
Coach, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Hi, good evening. First off, I'd like to thank the Freeholders for bringing us in and acknowledging our team. It's a great honor to be here. And if my gentlemen in the crowd could give them a round of applause for acknowledging us. I had the pleasure of taking over the Belleville boys volleyball team 4 years ago, and I walked into a room with these young kids, and when they were first freshmen, we started working together, and I just saw something special. I just knew I had to keep this group together. And by their sophomore year, they had reached the county finals, and they were pumped up and ready to play, and what comes out? This war machine of the Livingston volleyball team, and just knocks us right off of the court. But, we learned from it. And the following year, we worked hard, we got better at it, and we make it right back to the county finals, and who is it again? Livingston. But this time it was a battle. It was a real strong battle, which I kind of thought if it wasn't for a few bad calls, we had that one. And we wound up losing 28, 26, 25, 23, pretty much as close as it can get. And, I saw the looks on their face. And when you go into 2 straight tournaments, and Essex County, I don't know if many of you know this, but the only 2 teams in Essex County to ever win boys volleyball county championships are Livingston with a little sprinkle of Bloomfield. And we came back the following year, and we knew we had a mission. And like I said, they started out opening day with Livingston in the first match of the year and just set the tone right there. We beat Livingston 2-0, and we went on to just beat team after team after team after team. And it's a credit to the work these guys put in. But later on that month, we had a little setback. We went to Livingston High School during the year and lost a tough match. And sure enough, that weekend was the county finals where we were set to play Livingston. And the funny story is, we were the #1 seed. We were the home team, but guess where the game took place? Livingston High School. So we walk into their gym, and we're the home team. But they were hosting, and these guys came out, and they played an amazing game. It was, one of the guys, I got to make sure he's in there because I don't know if it was just a typo if we mix up, but Amar Rahim got left out. He was a captain as well. He had a phenomenal game as a setter. Edward Edgehill, who's in the stands, I told him earlier, I'll never forget the hit that he had, that just the kids on the Livingston team looked around and said, wow, I don't know where that came from. It was just a monstrous hit that kind of changed the pace of the game. We wound up winning 2-0, but it was just excellent. It was, from a coach's standpoint, the kids came up to me, the emotion was drawn out of them, they were crying, I had tears coming out of my eyes, and they just finally did it. Like, they overcame this great thing, and it taught them a life lesson, and that life lesson is, no matter how much the odds are stacked against you, you just got to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and push through. And we learn these lessons in sports, and our gentlemen, were a perfect example of that. They made it all the way to the state finals. And, unfortunately, I think we just ran out of time. We started off a little slow, and we fought back, and we lost 2 very close sets to Fairlawn, who was defending after a defending state champion in that section. And, but the best part of it is, I have 3 of these gentlemen, Kevin Vicente and Amar Rahim are in the crowd. They're playing volleyball for Rutgers Newark right now. They just competed in the college national championship tournament. PJ Jancarelli is playing for Stevens Institute, who is advanced pretty far. I think last year were national champs. I don't know what they did this year, but I know they won the first game against Rutgers. They got a little revenge, but there's always next year. And then I have, Chris and Lucas were certainly a big part of helping us out. They're in the audience. And, all those guys just, they did something spectacular for Belleville. They put Belleville on the map. Teams respect Belleville because of the things that these guys did. And one thing I will say, I'm glad they're all going to college, they're getting their education. But to speak on behalf of these kids, I'll never forget, we were at a tournament one day, and a parent comes up to me and she says, hey, Coach, can I talk to you for a second? And I said, yeah, sure. And I was expecting her to say something like, one of your kids did something wrong, or, man, can your kids play volleyball? They're really good. But she came up to me and said, Coach, of all the teams that were at this tournament, there were 20 teams there. Like, your kids were the nicest, most respectful kids in this whole room. They said thank you when they bought stuff from the concession stand. They were very polite and cordial. And that's part of the reason why I really loved being this team's head coach. I'll never forget this team. I'm glad you guys are honoring them because they certainly deserve the recognition. And, I hope that someday I can have kids that just fit your mold and play the game well and just carry themselves like gentlemen. So thank you, everybody, for honoring them. Thanks, Lillian. Thanks, Mr. Sanacor. Thanks to the Freeholders. And, of course, my team. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Athletic Director, Mr. Sanacor, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. He hit the nail on the head on a lot of those points, but I'll try to speak to the team as well. First off, I'd like to thank the Essex County Freeholders for having us today. I'd also like to thank Board of Education member in Belleville, Ms. Torres, for assisting us with this. I very much appreciate the recognition that our children are receiving here. I just want to speak very briefly in regards to why I think this team and our other boys volleyball teams are so successful. One of the things that I can always count on with Coach Spina are 2 items with both his girls volleyball team and his boys volleyball team. One is preparation, and the other is work ethic. I never have to worry about whether or not his teams are putting the time in, whether or not that time is being spent wisely. His teams are working hard every day. Because they're working hard every day, when it comes time to execute, in regards to winning all those home matches and going undefeated last season at home, not even losing a set, in regards to taking the county tournament to the distance the way they did last year. Tonight they played in the second round of the county tournament at home against Millburn. There's reason why there's success there, and it's because of the effort they put in. It also translates into the classroom, and that's something that you had mentioned previously, ma'am. These students, because they know how to prepare for athletics, those skills that they're learning in athletics are working in the classroom. That's why we have these students going to college and doing well and succeeding. So on behalf of the athletic department, again, thank you everybody for having us here. Thank you, Coach Spina, for everything you do for our student athletes. I really very much appreciate it. And congratulations to everybody that's being honored today. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the honorees. Please join us. Come to the podium. We're going to give you your certificates.
Yeah, Chris Matos played middle hitter for us last year. That's Chris right here. Edward Edgehill was another middle hitter. Lucas was an outside hitter, but mainly defense. Amar was our setter. And Kevin was our back row specialist libero.
And lastly, I just want to again thank the athletic director, the coach, and all coaches, because really they are the ones that if it wasn't for their work and their efforts, there wouldn't be a space for our youth to really have the opportunity to learn all of the important lessons that are learned in sports with teamwork, with responsibility, and with hard work, that, not giving up and keeping the faith that, if you keep practicing and you keep trying, that you will be successful. So I'm very happy to hear that many of you are in college now, continuing on the great sport of volleyball. And, best of luck to you and in your careers. And one advice that I could give you is just don't ever forget where you come from and what you've learned, and pay it forward. Okay, so thank you all, and thank you to everyone, and thank you to the Freeholder staff as well for putting this together.